Attorney Jonathan Elson, reminding you that if you've been injured in an auto accident, it's important to have somebody on your side. When you need a lawyer,
then you need Nelson.
On Wednesday, January 15th, Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire deal which paused the 15-month war in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli cabinet is scheduled to convene on Friday morning to approve the ceasefire and hostages release deal, according to an Israeli official. Though unfortunately, the Israeli airstrikes in Gaza have killed at least 83 people since the announcement of the ceasefire and hostages deal. Of those killed, 23 were children and 27 were women. At least 188 other people have been injured, according to the Ministry of Health in Gaza. The number of people killed by Israeli attacks over the past day have marked the highest daily toll in the past 11 days. Outgoing President Joe Biden said on Wednesday the first stage should take around 6 weeks, bringing a halt to the fighting and allow a phased release of hostages by Hamas, as well as Palestinians detained by Israel.
The deal is structured in 3 phases. Phase 1 will last 6 weeks. It includes a full and complete ceasefire, withdrawal of Israeli forces from all the populated areas of Gaza, and the release of a number of hostages held by Hamas, including women and elderly and the wounded. You know, during the next 6 weeks, Israel will negotiate the necessary arrangements to get Phase 2, which is a permanent end of the war. Let me say it again, a permanent end of the war. There are a number of details to negotiate to move from Phase 1 to Phase 2, but the plan says if negotiations take longer than 6 weeks, the ceasefire will continue as long as the negotiations continue. And finally, Phase 3, any final remains of hostages who have been killed will be returned to their families, and a major reconstruction plan for Gaza will begin. This is the ceasefire agreement I introduced last spring. Today, Hamas and Israel have agreed to that ceasefire agreement and the whole ending the war.
Incoming President Donald J. Trump spoke about a ceasefire in a Truth social media post, saying this epic ceasefire agreement could have only happened as a result of our historic victory in November, as it signaled to the entire world that my administration would seek peace and negotiate deals to ensure the safety of all Americans and our allies. I am thrilled American and Israeli hostages will be returning home to be reunited with their families and loved ones. He also goes on to say, we have achieved so much without even being in the White House. Just imagine all of the wonderful things that could happen when I return to the White House, and my administration is fully confirmed, so they can secure more victories for the United States. However, with both sides of this war still entrenched in negotiations and with several critical issues unresolved, the future of the ceasefire still remains uncertain. News 25 will keep you updated on the status of this agreed ceasefire.